What sounds loud? What is loud? What happened? I'm loud? Oh, you. Yeah, so it's a you thing. Shit, I pressed the wrong button. Again. What the fuck? Ah! Mm-hmm. 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 I don't like the quiz just yet. But I appreciate it, Jan. Work on it. If Larkham, Larkham is currently testing it out in light mode, which no, light mode is not supposed to happen. So it's just there because we need it, but it's not supposed to happen. But yeah, I know, I know. It's I'm currently working on this thing, which is not in the app yet. I've been switching the streak visuals for the past 4 days, roughly. Like basically, on Friday, I showed you how it could look, and then I changed it on Saturday morning, and then I changed it again. Flora, hi, work on it. And then I change it again, and today I change it again. So it's a bit of a mess, and it's bad. And Larkham, hi, you are testing the light mode. Forget about it. But yeah, that page, also the quiz is not good. I don't like the quiz. I can't really do anything about it for now. But yeah, it's really good to see the people that are testing it out with the how is it called? Chris, hi, what got in? Why now?
Chris from
What?
NP raided my stream with
Why?
5 viewers.
Why now? How is the adding text WordPress thing on your side? Also, Stoney, hi, what got in? You can do exclamation mark can KAN, and it should send you the link, Flora. That's an option. What do you mean you didn't work on WordPress? I popped in for a second. I almost said something in chat, and then I didn't. I had much to do. I know. You probably did. You probably did. Yeah. I was about to say you look tiny for a 7'2" person. Mm. That camera angle and placement is just out of place. Flora, you asked twice. Why? Yeah, 7'2", exactly. Yeah, what you said. Ah, I see. It's not really the camera placement, it's mostly the camera crop. I will help when I have sometimes. I don't have the logs because I cleared them, but I've been doing some git reset hard head all weekend. So it's been chaotic. It's been painful, but we have something good now. I figured it out. Yeah. So for now, for the state of things, right now I'm on the iPhone 16 Pro, and yeah, I hard head every time. It's easier than just anything else. It make things go through, and that way I'm just not bothered. I'm sure the thing works before. Have a good food section. So we have this. This is going well. This is working. We now have the quiz that is resetted, and that is working. This section is broken, obviously, so I need to fix that. But it's okay. We have most of the activities working on this. It's also good for the quiz for dictionaries, and the main thing is in here for the god damn it, for this thing. This was the issue. It is still the issue, as you can probably see right there, and I need to fix that. And for some reason, it didn't go through, so I need to fix that. Anywho, this is supposed to take something, but right now the preview and what is this thing? Yeah, the preview is just fucked. So I don't understand. I fixed this thing at the bottom, and that's good. That was a mess. So I'm happy with that. And what like I'm shared on Discord, yes, this is bad. These were supposed to be stacked on top of each other and specifically be at the bottom of the screen, but for some reason they don't. So same thing at the top here. This thing is supposed to be at the top of the frame, and it's not. I don't understand. I don't get it. I don't care. Shentro, hi, what call it? The thing that is the most complicated for me for now is basically ensuring that everything works on these screens, because these are tiny, and if that's not working, it's gonna be bad. Not saying that it's like a necessary thing, because most of the people that have currently downloaded the beta have regular size phone. But we still have someone on iOS, non iOS 12, on the iPhone 12, someone on the iPhone 13, someone is already on the 16 Pro, impressive, and two person that are trying to install it on an iPad, which is not supposed to happen either. So that's fine. That's okay. That's okay. But yeah, so that happened. For the 16 Pro, that's you. That's crazy. But yeah, so that happens. I'm kind of working on this thing, and it's okay. It works. That's all that matters to me right now. It works. The shininess is based on the day of the streak. So first day is 2 shine, 2 days 4 shine, 3 6. You get the idea. It's doubled. And that should work. That should work. But for now, it's not linked to any logic. It's just straight up values. We'll see how I can figure that out. And yeah, the quiz is the most complex thing that I have had to put in place so far. Not even, I mean, I'm saying that, and I'm really not lying. This was easier to put in place. It took me longer to find a solution in my head, but once I did, I got it, and it was fine, and it's working, and I'm happy with it. The quiz, I did the quiz in the beginning. I had the first version working, and it's just not wanting to get the sizes of the screen. Like what you saw a second ago on the content view, which is the regular view. Basically, that card right here is supposed to span in the container. The container has a padding left, right, horizontal, and it doesn't. Uh, and it's set to, or it was set to infinity, which right seemed to be the issue. And when I don't, it just takes the character itself and nothing else. And if the character is bigger, it goes out of bound, which is yeah. The changing of view is not taking like that long in the app. It's the changing of the preview. Basically what happens is on Xcode, every time that you change the preview, it reloads the entirety of the thing. And yeah. So that's why I'm kind of using content view to just navigate through things when I can, but most of the time it's gonna recalculate kind of what device you have, what is the current settings, what are the things. So that takes like a lot of time. This is not even based on fonts. The thing is the quiz item, sorry, the quiz view has the quiz, it's the quiz container. My bad. The quiz container right here has the character cards, which is this thing, and it has the frame max width infinity and the padding of 16 on both sides. So it's supposed to work, and it doesn't. And when I put the padding first and the max width infinity, it's the same thing, and it just doesn't want to bound itself to its parent, and I don't get it. But yeah, I tried. I tried. This is a weird thing. It's also kind of weird in a way, as in because my conjugation question, this is a, as I said last time, it's a circle that is offsetted, therefore its finite sizes is way bigger than the screen size. In the quiz, it basically offsets everything to the right, or it used to, and now I kind of fixed it. But god damn. Yeah, I mean, everything is just declarative thing. So font.title kind of makes sense to me more. I mean, it is way worse for me because the first thing is I don't understand shit, right? And you do, so I appreciate you giving me some direction, potential direction. The thing is, every time that you give me a direction, I'm like, yeah, I tried that. I tried. So no, title is on the font is on the text. Basically anything. Yes, there will be an onboarding at some point. We need to work on that at some point, but I need to have everything in the app kind of defined entirely to be able to say, oh, now we know which are the steps that the user is supposed to take to get the onboarding working. Because for now, you can't really do that. So yeah, that's the plan. But yes, there will be an onboarding, a very simple one that helps you, I think, for now, give you a bit of an idea of how the character tap work, what it does, and then how the quiz work. And that's about it, I think. I kind of don't want to have specifics. I kind of want to let the user navigate and discover things, but also I need to say that at some point. Like you need to know how the app works, because otherwise, right now, for those of you who are in beta, which I appreciate, thank you so much for testing it, it's just bad. Anyways, Stony, the text is the element, and then everything that has a dot that is straight down from that element is things applied to. I would say that is the easiest way to understand. So the text has a font of title. The raw value right here is because it's supposed to be at the end, and the ID is just bad. Sorry for the nausea, for everything moving. And then you have the font weight, which is bold, and the foreground color, which is basically what is the color of the font. And then you have the padding on that element itself. So the overall, it makes sense once you get it. But it is a declarative language, which is easier for me to understand than a thing. Yeah. Also, one of the things that I do like, though, with Xcode, and I said that last time, is that if I click on text here, I will have that section that says title, bold, primary. And so I can switch these things really easily and just say, oh, now it's not title, it's going to be title 2, it's going to be inherited from the component, or it's going to be something different. And so that is kind of easier for me to just manage as someone that doesn't really know all of these things as a starting point. But yeah, one of the things that I do hate, though, is this. The code side is just bad. Like it wants to break lines so that you can read everything at all times, but my brain reads in line numbers, and if I have a comma somewhere, it doesn't make the link that it's linked to the thing that is above, because I need to go here and see that it has no numbers, therefore it's linked to the thing above. But I don't know, it's just weird to me compared to when I'm here. If it just go further out, it's further out, and that's it. You want to access it, you just scroll, and that makes sense to me. So maybe there is an option in Xcode to not have that and force like a scroll, but I don't care. I don't care that much. Yeah, probably. I have never touched the settings of Xcode, to be honest. I don't really give a shit. Most of the thing that I'm doing is the visuals. I'm ensuring that the visuals works, and I'm touching these settings on the side. Other than that, I don't touch it. I do everything here. So that's why I don't give a shit. I mean, now when I'm showing you, yes, but I don't. I don't. But yes, I agree with you that this passing of time is so long every time. And every time you do something new, like for example, let's say I'm in there and I want to check something, and I do a modification of, I don't know, this thing, it will reset to its initial point and not reset on the page that I was on. So that is a bit of a mess. And it makes sense, right? It reinitiate itself to its starting point. Still, it's kind of annoying. It's one of the big issue that I have on the app for now, which is there is no persistence, or the thing that they call persistence. I don't know if this is a thing everywhere, but page persistence, or the content of the page persistence, is lacking. Like if I'm scrolling up on this page, I'm moving to the next one, and then I'm saying, oh yeah, I saw that on the previous page. If I go back, it's gonna have scroll back to its initial point. Whereas if I'm on the regular app navigation style instead of my custom one, it keeps persistence with no issues, and it works. It's good. It's just because I have a custom tab bar, and that I don't get it. I know I can reintroduce persistence, but the fact that it's not working natively entirely, it's kind of pissing me off. I'll figure it out. I don't know. I no, still no. Still no. I would say still no because I'm still able to do visually what I want to have. Technically, not. Visually, yes. So that's why I'm like, when I'm saying or telling a dev, you should do that this way. And they're like, yeah, that's too complicated. I'm like, yeah, I can do that visually. So you should be able to. Like this shit. I know. But yeah, I mean that curved navigation, yes, that's a thing that we need to do in code. In regular code, HTML and CSS, maybe, I don't know yet, type of thing, when we do the landing page, because we need to do the marketing landing page at some point, and I need that navigation on the website, right? It's necessary, it needs to be there. So that's going to be way easier to do on HTML and CSS. So I'm going to reiterate and repeat and say that again. Currently, watching me code is not watching me code. It's watching me ask cursor, how do I do that? And then pressing enter, like pressing that button of apply. And then waiting for the thing to do the thing and then say accept. That's it. So that I don't think that is in any way, shape, or form interesting to anyone other than me. And even then, I don't think so. I don't know why my left ear today just doesn't want to keep the headphones in. I don't get it. We'll see. Anyways, going back to the regular things, I hope you had a good weekend because it is Monday, apparently. I had my mom here. That happens. I couldn't think for 2 days. It's complicated. But that's fine. I had a good food story because obviously mom's here. She pays for the restaurant. So I'm good with that. And we went to an Italian restaurant and I ordered like a starter and a dish, which makes sense. She did the same thing. And then the waitress gave me my starter and gave the starter to my mom. Makes sense. All good. I started eating. I was like, that's interesting. There is pasta in my starters. I didn't know that was the case. And then the waitress just said,
Mom?
but mister, that's not your plate. And I was like, you know, that might not be, but I already started. So I got 2 plates of pasta and a starter. That was nice. Japanese style sleeping? What do you mean Japanese style sleeping? Oh no, no. My mom is not, did not stay here. She stayed at her friend's place. No. No, she asked. I said no. I have things to do. I also, like, she arrived on on Friday morning, and she went to her friend's place. And on Saturday morning, I had my Japanese class, and on Sunday morning, I had my delivery, and I had to go to the gym and do all of these things this is my schedule. And so she adapts. She doesn't have priority at all. So yeah. So no. And even, I mean, if if she had been here, she would have slept with me on the bed when my sister is here. Same thing. It's just, like, we have a bed for two. I'm not gonna put someone on the floor. Makes no sense. Makes no sense. Anywho, so that happened. And I still figured out some things in code in the morning, so that's good. I had some time to do that. I had my delivery, it was good. And my gym session, it was good. And yeah, the delivery for my cans of things was cancelled. I didn't say that on Friday, but it happened on Friday. They kind of tried to deliver. I mean, no, sorry. let me rephrase that. They didn't try. They said we try at 1:40, and I was like, no, I was here at 1:40. You didn't try shit. So basically, what happened is probably the same thing as before, which is like one of the cans exploded. Therefore, they sent it back to Amazon directly. So yeah. Now I need to pay full price ish for the cans. I still have some left. So yeah. The blue one, I need to figure it out and find it around here. But I don't think it's in France yet. Maybe. I don't know. Anyways, that's the base of what happened. On Saturday morning, I had my Japanese class. That Japanese class was the first kanji test that we had. There was a piece of paper with 20 write the answer section kind of line thingy, and out of the 20 I filled out 5 and I made a mistake on 3 of the 5. Yay me. And in the beginning of the quiz, I looked at my teacher and I said, I don't need that. I don't need to know how to write the kanjis. I need to know what they mean, and I need to be able to read them. But writing them, I don't give a fuck. I have my phone. I have my computer. If I'm typing something, it gives me the kanji that needs to be used in that spot. Therefore, we good. And she was like, yeah, you're right. But still, do that. So yeah, so I did. The guy that was next to me is a bit of a competitive French, which is sad, but that happened. And he had everything right. Because he practiced. But I'm like, yeah, that's useless. If I'm reading something and I can read it and I know what it means and I understand the context and the meaning of the sentence, like, yeah, I don't need to know how to write the thing. So yeah, that happens. and we'll see. Next, the current lessons that we are working on is giving direction and receiving direction. So if I'm lost somewhere and I'm like, oh, how do I go to the station? And I asked someone in the street, I'm saying, oh, how do I go to that station? And they give me direction in Japanese, I can understand that. Yes, but it's the same thing. They want me to write the fucking sentences with a pen and paper. And that is not a thing that will ever happen in real life. If I'm outside in the street and I'm asking someone the direction, they are not going to write the direction on a piece of paper and give it to me. They're going to say the direction out loud. And I'm not going to write the direction on a piece of paper. I'm going to remember and understand what they said because I understand the sentence. So I don't know. I don't think it's gonna be beneficial for me in the long run. Here you go. Right, more company. Yeah, I mean, I had. What do you mean you want the leverage? What leverage do you want? Yeah, but that makes no sense, Jan. That's not. Are you gonna make it like right in the center or just miss it by a hair? Just miss it by a hair. I see. Good job. Uh, uh, so yeah, I don't. It's the same thing. I'm not really practicing. I'm seeing like I've seen the guy that was next to me. That is the competitive French. I won't call him the competitive French. That's good. I think he would agree as well. He said it himself, so that's fine. Uh, it's he got like a big ass notebook, like a school book. I don't know what the word in English is. We call that a cahier in French, but I do not know the word in English. Whatever. He has a big one, and basically he let me do a presentation of what it is and what pisses me off. That's gonna be one page. It basically what happened is he write a word and its meaning, or specifically a kanji, and its meaning next to it, and he end up with something like this, roughly, right? So every square rectangle in the beginning is a word, and every line is a meaning. This is a waste of space in terms of learning. I wish I could. I mean, I can. Not I wish. I could. I got like a small one, obviously, because I mean, I got a smaller one that you can clip there. That's allowed. Yeah, you can clip that. But basically, what I'm doing is this, because that makes sense. You have everything on the page. Thank you. And yeah, you have all the word that you need to have on your page, and it's just the words. That's the most important thing to me. Like, it's sometimes when I really need like a meaning, I write a meaning, but most of the time I don't. Because if I write a meaning, and that's also a second thing, if I write a meaning in French or in English, in whatever, I'm just reading the meaning, and I don't remember what the word means. So that's complicated. Right. I'm hot now. God damn it. So yeah, that's the thing for me. This behavior of having like just one word and one meaning next to it and nothing else is just a waste of space. And I mean, I get it. It's good because you write the things, and some people learn like this. I'm not discrediting like the way of learning, but it's not for me. So all that. Anywho, what did you mean with leverage, Stoney? I need to know. Now I need to know. She doesn't really have leverage. I have leverage on her. Technically, I'm paying. If I take off the money, she's not paid. Or at least not the same. So, Oh yeah, no, that's not gonna happen. Hugo, are you on iPhone? I forgot about that. If you are, ta-da! You can try that out. It is broken though, but yeah. It will be fixed. It will be fixed soon-ish, maybe. So yeah, so that happened during the weekend, which was pretty good. I think I kind of made some progress on the app, which is pretty good as well. I kind of made some progress on the app icon. I'm saying kinda because it's kinda. The link that is above your last message is the app that I'm building. If you want to test out something that I build. Affected by the archive being down. I don't know what that is. Yeah, I have no clue what you're talking about. Is it? Don't worry about it. I'm just asking if you are like on iOS. It's been hacked? Why? Do they get money? If they get money, I get it. But yeah. I have not heard of that. Ever. Like, it's the same thing as saying that Wikipedia got hacked. I'm like, it's open source. You can get the data on Wikipedia for free. Why would you hack into it? I don't know. Anyways, I went this route, kinda. I'm currently on this one. That's the send thing, and it's broken. Again, iOS 18 has changed the corner radius right there of the app. So now what I have is broken. It's just so bad. I don't get it. Anyways, this is I feel like this candy physical effect with the 3D tilt of the character itself is pretty good. It's not the best thing that we have. I know that Denny said that this one is his favorite, which I don't understand, but why not? I kept this, and one of the things that is kind of interesting for me is that if you are on light mode, which is this one, I should stop moving and zooming in and out. If you're on light mode and you are looking at the app icon from far away, it kind of look as if the character at the bottom was that line here was part of it in a way, not really, but kind of. And on dark mode, it's not the case, but at least the dark mode is here. At least it's an interesting thing to see. So I'm pretty happy with that, and I kind of changed some of the texturing. The grain is way finer, so it's not really visible in regular output. So I do like that. What do you mean with stream elements? Which one? That, yes, that link, this right there is the link that you can click on if you want to. But yeah, I'm not entirely happy with it, but I'm not happy with it. I feel like, as I just said, the texture is pretty good. The visuals I tried with just the inner part rather than the outer part, but from far away when you're on dark mode, which is the preferred theme, it's not as impacting as this one, so I kept that, and it's fine. I don't know. I like it. Yeah, I mean, that's one of the reason, I guess, why Larkham is basically asking if there will be an onboarding. And yes, there will be an onboarding. The current brain thinking, that's complex, is the transition between you open the app and the app is loaded. If you have... Am I on porn right now? I don't know. Maybe not. I doubt it. I'm not. If you... If I start Duolingo, right? I click on the app. Bitch, it's supposed to not do that. I click on Duolingo. It loads this screen, and it has its animation. It loads the content, and it fades into the next page. and that is what we call a splash screen. And I kind of want to have something similar in the app using this, because we have on the app icon right now, we have the bend of the tab bar. So if I'm loading the app, I kind of want to have the app icon in the center and maybe extend it and make it like some sort of a fake skeleton view of or with the tab bar that automatically or natively select the first one. So I think that could work. Maybe. I don't know. I tried to put a splash screen in at some point and it broke everything. So I'm going to figure it out. I feel like this is going to be the theme with every activity and every action that I have is just I'm going to figure it out and then ensuring that this works. I can also zoom in the phone like this. This is not a bad idea. This is kind of a bad idea because I have cropped top and bottom, but yeah. So overall, right, what do you think of these icons? That's my question to you right now. That's fine. It's fine. I don't think most people would care about the app icon anyways. But I know, yeah, I can ask. I can ask. Otherwise, it blends in with the character. That's the reason. But yeah, I get it. I kind of want to implement the system theme rather than the color theme that I had. Like I changed the purple. I mean, I changed the white theme into red, or going back to red, so that we have like these changes. The black and white. You mean these ones? Basically, each of the iOS icons since iOS 18 are now in 3 views. Oh, god damn it. I don't know. It's just, I'm gonna blame the neighbors. At least I saw it, which is good. I will check that out. Basically, each of the icons are in 3 modes right now. They have a light mode, dark mode, and tinted. And when you are in tinted, it just use the black and white versions. So basically, each of the icons, you look at them in columns. Like if I were to change that from regular themes, which is what we have, to tinted, some of the widgets kind of break, and that's why I don't like it. But yeah, that's where we have the icon right here. That is the black and white version, which I kind of like as well. I agree with you, but it's just broken otherwise. So I'm just using that so that I have my widgets working. And that's just the way that iOS has to make some updates, and then everything is broken. Which is so bad. It is so bad. Why are you using it, though? Like, I mean, I don't mind, but I don't. Yeah. I think I used the Wayback Machine twice on stream to try to find like a previous version of a website that we were on, but yeah. Brains is hosting their shit on their servers. I see. Well, that makes sense. That makes sense. Can you show the list? The list one. What do you call the list one? These are not things that I use. Sony, so I don't know. I don't, yeah. I know the feeling of that, sadly, for me. It's kind of sad. But yeah. That's also kind of true. This one has a bit of a grainier, bigger grains on the texture that I kind of refined here, and it blends in way more. Um, well, it's not gonna work. Yeah, I don't think I can. I can't. Yeah, I can't. I can't switch.
PSJ Jonathan just resubscribed for 17 months. 17. OMG.
17, Jonathan, welcome back. Welcome on in. How are you? How's your day going? Let me switch it from here. Thanks a lot for the resub and good job on landing. That looks like this, which is pretty good. It stands out. If that was the question. Here you go. 17 mods. That's a lot. That's a lot of time. Appreciate it. Also, we are just above Jonathan on the target. Appreciate that. Good job. Yeah, it looks like a physical mahjong piece. But it's still not great. Ah! But I do like the fact that my widgets so far adapt with the theme of the user and all that. So, yeah. It's pretty good. The bottom bar thingy blows a bit. Yeah, it does. I mean, if that what you mean, it does blur the background. So that might be the reason. And I just realized that this is not working for something. I mean, it's fine, but it is blurring. It's a blur background type of glass effect. But yeah, for the bound shadow and then if I don't do it, it's just not as good to me. Like it blends in. So that's why I kind of had these. It takes a bit of a tint, which is not necessary. It could just be white, pure white, and be okay with it. But pure white is just too bright for me. So that kind of shimmer, blue shimmer, is better. It works with the theme and it's also a highlight here. That's the idea. But yes, it blurs. It blurs the background. But yeah, we're testing out. We're testing things out. That's the goal. Jonathan, if you want to test it out, you can test it out now. That's the thing. The Appshe as well. If you want to test out the app, you can. Perfect timing. Perfect timing.
TG
Yeah.
underscore Khalil raided my stream with 16 viewers.
Welcome back. How was your stream? How's everything? I hope you're good. What do you mean you are on Android? Appreciate it. I appreciate it. Anyways, welcome on in. Drink! As always, Hi, I'm AOA, I'm the helping designer. If you have any design question, feel free to ask. As always, I said as always twice. Welcome on in. I hope you had a good stream, Kyle, as always. And I'm guessing this is a raid and run type of things because it's food time and all of these. But yeah, welcome on in. I hope you're good. And Itchy Key, I guess. Welcome on in. Chevy, welcome on in as well. And thank you for the hydrate. Appreciate it. In combat as well. Welcome on in.
Chi_chi is now following.
It's a chi. It's not key. It's a chi. It's like qigong. Yes, obviously. I hope you're good. I hope the stream was good. Yeah, probably. Welcome on in. Thanks a lot for the raid. Again, I appreciate it. If you want to stay, stay. If you don't want to stay, don't stay. If you want to ask question, ask question. If you have nothing to say and you just want to lurk, do that. Highly appreciated. Anyways, all kinds. So yeah, appreciate the follow as well. Appreciate the follow as well. For those of you just entered, we have these things at the bottom. If you chat in chat, good job, brain. If you type in chat, your initial is gonna pop in right there, and you can coordinate with other people and write things that I shouldn't say around here. If you just wait, hey, that's a fun thing to do. Like we have SPTI. I don't know what that is right now, but that's the thing. Actually, I preemptively, by default, I saw you enter the chat, and my ring came off. That sounds as if you were my mistress. That doesn't make sense. Because I know that you're gonna make me do some pull-ups, so it came out. Makes no sense. I see. I'm safe for now. I appreciate that. Flora, are you still... I mean, you bitch. Flora, are you still here? Are you lurking while I'm doing some pull-ups? Oh, God damn. I feel like I missed a message. Working on minion management in the past week. Good to be back with the end prolapse. That's good. Yes. That's a good meat boy icon. We like that. You can almost. Yeah, I mean, right now...
Patek Soho just resubscribed for 26 months. I couldn't do it on mobile. Free.
Obviously, 30% off. It's pretty good. Welcome back. Thanks a lot for the resub. I appreciate that. Don't tell me we have a hype train coming on, because that's bad. Behave. But thanks a lot for the resub. Appreciate that. Yeah, we have Thisp. Have a good luck, Carol. Enjoy the rest of your day. Appreciate it. I appreciate it. Yeah, Flora sent us this on Discord earlier today, and this is a very highly generated AI generated image. So that it's pretty good. But there's like a ton of things in there, and they made a bit of an app, which I don't really understand the goal. I didn't read shit, as always, because I'm just a visual person. I should have. There is a ton of things in there that we can take a look at, and I think I have some feedbacks for Flora. So if you are in chat, I would love to give you the feedback. If you're not, I'm not gonna do that. I don't like to give feedback when people are not there. So yeah, as always. 6 months is good. 6 months is good. I have some people in tier 3, tier 2 that are in a monthly thing, because at the time that I subbed the first time, it wasn't a thing. You couldn't like span tier 2 across 6 months. And now that there is, every time that I'm remembering that it exists, it's when I'm resubbing, and it's automated, and therefore I can't resub right away for 6 months on tier 2. That makes no sense. So I forget every time. So yeah, I'm wasting money. Basically everything that I make from Twitch is going back to Twitch immediately on the same month. So yeah, giving free advice for free, for real. It's a depreciating asset, kinda. So thing happens. I don't know if I have this here or this here. A lot of people are creating apps lately, which is really cool, and there is a ton of interactions. I've seen this thing earlier yesterday, and this is a signature. I'm impressed. But there is a ton of things, teeny tiny illustration and iteration and things that I kind of look at and take as examples or inspiration for what I'm doing. This one is pretty candy-y based on the app icon that I just did. I feel like this could be an interesting design choices. But again, if I go with that type of style for the app, we're gonna end up with something that is similar to these, which I don't really want to do. And having like that type of design, even though really cute and really good, it's just a copy of Duolingo for me. So I don't entirely know yet. Right? I like it, but it's just a copy of Duolingo with a bit more pastel colors, and it's kind of sad to me. But that button animation right there, that's cute as fuck. So in the cute as fuck type of situation, because you know I like type of animations, I started to add like a visual effect section, so I can have visual effects in the app. And right now the last one that I added is this thing, which has no real impact or need or anything. It's just a shimmery, I don't even know if you can see that through stream. It's kind of really tiny. But yeah, it's a random thing. I try to make it work on tap, like you tap on something and you can move around and have a streak of lights behind you. The thing is, the tap zone is basically one dot, and the dot is 1 pixel. And to ensure that your fat ass finger is exactly on that pixel when you touch the screen, that didn't work. So same thing, I will figure it out. For now, it's for nothing. It has no use, no planned use either. It's just it's shiny. That's about it. That's about it. Like really, there is nothing more than that. I think maybe, because right now you just take the primary accent color type of thing. It might be useful for the quiz if you, for some reason, like that's the quiz in the background, the background of the quiz. If you tap something that is good, they could shine in green. If you type something that is false, it could shine in red. as a bit of a background hit and hint at the same time, but that's not necessary, you know. We'll see. I don't know yet. I don't know yet, but no, I haven't seen the linear interviews. Nope, I did not. I did not do that. But yeah, I've been looking at that a lot, sadly, maybe too much. There is a ton of other things that have popped in. As I was saying, this one popped in and it is 3D rendering, but that first frame was so good to me that I was like, oh, is that Figma? Did they do that in Figma with some noise and shit? And I was like, maybe we should do that in Figma, you know? Huh? And then I saw the rest of the fucking thing, and we're not gonna do that in Figma, but it's pretty impressive. Has a render. It's the new Remarkable tablets, and I really like that. They currently have colored e-ink, which seems to be pretty impressive and promising. So maybe I will buy one at some point. I don't know. I know that my sister bought one and she loves it, so might do that. Might do that. Anyways, going back down on things, we have these that exist, and as always, I've been thinking that the icons that I've made on here could be implemented in animation at some point. So if I have the time and the brain power to do such things, we might have some animated icons at some point, but I doubt it. I'm gonna say that now. I have a lot of doubts. Yes, Rive seems to be currently, based on what we see on everything, also this is cute, what we see on everything, Rive seems to be extremely easy to integrate with iOS apps, and basically I could redo the entire app in iOS, in Rive for iOS directly, and have the interactions and the actions and all of the things done in the animation timeline of Rive, which would mean that all of the thing that I spent months now trying to make would probably take me 3 days in Rive, because it's just animation, so it's way easier to manage. So yeah. James, hi, welcome on. I did not know that. Did they? I mean, it's still there for me, but maybe it's just like Arc that still has it. It's probably there. On the other note of things, I mean, Arc is Chromium, so that's why I'm like, yeah, it's kind of the same thing. That camera could be remade in Figma. It looks like a vectorizable element for me. Like that's easy. We could do that to go with the rest of the camera that we have made. I don't know if that will happen on stream, but that's an idea. I saved it. It's somewhere on a Figma file already. But yeah, going back to the apps that people are doing, we have things and details. A ton. I've been seeing a ton of arched elements. So similar to this thing, that selector is going to be kind of the same as my conjugation selector, and there is more and more and more and more since, I mean, not since I started, that happened before, but it like, yeah. I think they will switch to their own native ad block. The thing is, I don't know how good it's going to be, and if it's not uBlock as a base, I have doubts. I mean, if Chrome is removing uBlock, and basically that happens multiple times already, but if they removed it and then put it back and then removed it and then put it back and all that, it's, yeah, complicated. we'll see. That happened, if you haven't seen. Was pretty impressive. I'm looking for one of the visual things. These people also really good. For me, Twitter is just showing me things that I'm supposed to like, which is good. So some people have been doing and adding Swift UI specific tips, and that is really impressive for me because I can see how they make things and then I can try to implement them, and it works, and I'm happy with that. And that person is also the other one that is doing a lot of tutorials and how things work in like transition and animations and all that. So I do highly like that. I haven't liked or followed that person because, you know, I mean, I have apparently, but yeah, no, nonetheless. There is a ton of them that I have seen as soon as I follow them, I don't see them in my feed. I see them before. So yeah, sometimes I'm not following them immediately. Anyways, this is pretty useful, and I didn't know that this was a thing. I could do like the presentation corner radius 50 and have a corner radius of 50. That is impressive. Yeah. I talked about that. As I was saying, arched elements right there. That transition is really good, but this looks familiar to me now. And I'm seeing things in their implementation that makes it way easier than what I've done. if you can tell, I don't know, but the icons, all of the icons in that arched array are all facing or straight up. They are all no angle, nothing. So there is no angle calculation happening. The angle calculation that I've done on my side is basically what broke everything. If I had them like this, it would have been so easy. And I wanted the curve, so I did the curve. But yeah, that nonetheless, that just happens to be a bit of a coming in style that I'm seeing slowly, and I like that. I like it. I like it. That was the initial thought when I saw the dot matrix this morning. Yesterday, I saw that and I was like, "This is pretty interesting. This is a neat animation potential right there. If we could," and I just did it. Everything. Also, welcome back. Everything. Test it out in dark mode and not in light mode. It's gonna be my main things. And do your best to make it crash. Like if you can abuse it until it crash, I would love that. There is a ton of things that don't work. There is a ton of things that are, again, in beta, as in specifically if this is light mode, which is really bad. If I'm here and I'm typing on the ma character, we have that visual of how it's written. And if you go in the katakana one and you tap on the ma character, it's showing you the same thing. There is no onboarding yet, so there will be an onboarding soon, which I know it's necessary, but for now we don't have it. The app is to learn Japanese, specifically with a space repetition method, so you use the quiz to basically know which characters are what, and that's the whole thing. If you God dang, that's so annoying. Can you not do that? Um, if you don't know, if you just learn or you are learning, you will just read these and say, oh, this is the new character, and I get that. And you do that for the radicals, for the kanjis, and the most important one of the most important one is going to be the dictionaries, because in the dictionaries you have access to words and you can just check what they are, what they do, how they sound when that's an option. And yeah, that's the main idea. Some of these have conjugation. This one is false. And some of these have speaking options if you want to listen to them, but they all have I mean, setting it to light mode is through system. So here I do that. Dark mode is much better in terms of how it looks, as you can see. But yeah, it's through system. If my system is in dark mode, the app is in dark mode. If your system is in light mode, the app is going to be in light mode, and that's usually what happens. But yeah, that's about it. It's a pretty simple app for people that are learning Japanese. But if you are not learning Japanese and you are just helping me test it out, which I appreciate, yeah, you might not understand, which means again that the onboarding is going to be necessary soon. So gonna figure that out soon. One other thing that I've seen, I'm really looking at that fucking placement thing, and I can't find what I was talking about. I mean, I think this one is kind of similar to what I said on Friday, which is a lot of people are going into UI design now and making eye candy more than anything else. And there is no accessibility thinking in their creation, or not as much as I wished there were. When that person started and just displayed that thing at the beginning, I thought it wouldn't be really good, and now that I see that it's mainly an eye candy card for the landing page, I'm good with it. But in the beginning, if it was just visual for visual and then using that in the app, I would have had a bit of a hard time with it. But yeah, it is the eye candy that gives you some views. I mean, I am first to see that. This thing has been amazing. I'm just gonna let you see that. This is so useful. This is so good. This makes so much sense. Yes. And it's so simple. It works with one fork, which is the user fork that they have. But it makes so much sense. And it's so good. So yeah, if you want to check it out, for no apparent reason, do that. It's also one of these things that I'm seeing, and it's pushing me towards maybe I need a 3D printer. Maybe I know I don't. But maybe I need a 3D printer. I will not. I will not. There's one person that is currently in Japan, another designer that we talked about in the past, Ilya, that has been in the stream before, currently on vacation for 2 weeks, I think 1 more week, in Japan, which is pretty interesting, and we'll see if his Japanese improved since he was there. I have doubts, but yeah, why not? We'll see. I have so many real usage for 3D printing. There is so many things, as in wall mounts. I mean, mainly wall mounts, that I would love to have a 3D printer to just be able to have that and put that in place. Like it's yeah. Also, that happens. Rid shared a screen that talked about this turns any designer into a design engineer, and I don't know what it is, and I don't know if it's a quote from the Coding for Designer, if it's something absolutely different from Sekai, but yeah, we'll see if that pops in at some point. I just don't know, and yeah, there has been nothing, and I have no information, which is very secretive, and I don't know. I do not know. And I think we crossed the Friday stream thing. Yeah, that's me. That's me. That's me soon. Sorry about it. I'm just mentally preparing you for that because it's gonna happen. But yeah, just brace yourself. It's gonna be fine. It might be a current course on Dive, but I mean, if Seke is also on Dive, that's pretty impressive. He's been doing all the things about content creation for designers for a while, and yeah, it's pretty nice. And you're pretty good with the long hair. I think that's about it. This looks like a cock ring, so I that's why I liked it, but it's not. It's a ring. It's a finger ring, not a downstairs ring. This one though, which is a ring, works with that. This is a concept. This is not the truth, but this is pretty impressive and a pretty good potential view on a future of wearables and meta glasses and other things, not a headset, you know. Like when you really see through. Right now it's a video, so of course it makes no sense. Godwin, hi, welcome back. How have you been? It's been a while. So yeah, so this is really impressive technically. Maybe it's just like tracking and After Effects, but yeah, I think I do. If you have a link, I would love the link. The hair looks longer, yes, but also I'm in the worst shape internally since Friday, Thursday. I've ate too much, not on time, not the right things because my mom was there, and today the food was basically, I wasn't hungry at all, and I just said I need to eat something, and I just made 500 grams of potatoes, and that's all I ate today. Nope. that's not it. That's not one of these. These are the Huel meal replacement type of thing, and they come with and I'm gonna send you to the Japanese version. Sad. This is a meal replacement. It contains like most of the nutrients that your body needs, and it's basically the same thing as taking a meal, but it's liquid. So you fart, protein shake farts, which are deadly, and it's pretty good if you don't have the time. Their marketing is if you don't have the time to cook at lunch, for example, you just have a shake, because this is basically just have a shake type of thing, and it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. But yeah, it's Jonathan, I would say no, but you do you. I wouldn't buy anything from the Figma store, but I'm not someone that likes merch in general. So yeah, I feel like the overall merch is not good. Like the
It's muscle time!
1 second. The WinRAR merch that popped in, that is, yes, that makes sense. That is impressive, expensive, and out of stock everywhere, but everything in here, yes, that makes sense. The Figma one, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah. Good. That is good. Refund is good. So yeah, so that's that's kind of the only thing, but also like this, nah. I'm not a cat person, so this is kind of complicated. And I really think that the bag is the only thing that makes sense. The WinRAR t-shirt, this is impressive, technologically speaking. This is a compressed shirt, so it's that size, and you put it in water, and it's just expanding. Right, you get your shirt, compressed, hot water, you get a shirt. Yay, that's fun. That's a good idea. That's a good concept. But you know, other than that, t-shirt at the end. Not that good. Not that good of a t-shirt. Not that good of a logo everywhere. So, And then it's the company that makes them is a French company, so have a bit of a bias there against it, not for it. Yeah, the compression ID is really cool. The bag is really cool. The stickers are interesting, but the bomber jacket, why not? I feel like this is gonna be in thrift shops soon, as in someone is gonna buy Figma merch and just go into wearing it for a year and then not really knowing why, and then go in a thrift shop. Probably. Flo, are you still there? You asked earlier, and because you were in the update section, and I asked, and you were not there. There. I looked at things in here. There is some things that obviously I don't understand because I didn't read nothing. But in there, the overall ID is pretty good. The fact that you can mostly navigate with your keyboard, that's pretty nice. What I would say is, as a potential improvement here, would be to have the player autoplay on scroll. So it gets this video, scroll in, it's in the zone, it plays, then I press that, it pauses, it plays the second one, all of that. That's the first thing. Second thing is the gradient that you have added on top of the videos to, or basically everything, your images as well, to ensure that the readability of the titles and all that is there. It's good, but it's not necessary on most things, and it should not be there if the the video is playing for me. Like we shouldn't have that gradient here, for example. Like we should just have it on hover if we needed to have the information about the title and something else. But yeah. Also, I tried to press on like and other things, and I'm guessing this is because I'm not logged in. Probably. So I didn't do that. But overall pretty good. You have a ton of odd things. It's not implemented. Well, that's even worse. But yeah, you have audios as well, and these are pretty cute as well. But for these one, for example, I don't mind the gradient. It's mostly for the image. If you cover the content with something that doesn't make it better, it's not that good. So yeah. Other than that, the concept works. The navigation, as I just said, works. This thing is interesting. The fact that it sent me to log in, that makes sense. But yeah, haven't logged in. So yeah, that's a pretty good overall concept. I like it. I feel like it should probably be more used on a mobile version, which is probably what you have done or planned. And the mobile responsive version kind of works. You know, it's kind of squished. Have a good meeting. Yeah. I mean, if it was like a 7-day challenge, to achieve this in 7 days is pretty impressive. So yeah, good job on that. Good job on all that. As I just said, because I don't have an account on dev.to, I can't really click these to help. But yeah. I mean, it's a pretty working thing, and that makes sense. One of the things that kind of pissed me off is this. They are not the same width. That killed me. It's not much, but come on. Yeah, you could have, like, it would have lined up the lines. It would have been good. And no, and you said no. But this one, yeah, Can I do that? Yeah, I can't. That's the thing. But yeah, overall, good concept. Good screenshots. And that's pretty good. I did also like the AI generated PicTok thing right there. It's not pickpock, but it's really PicTok right there. That's with the C reverted. Anyways, yeah, that's what I wanted to say on this project that you shared, which I appreciate you sharing. Thanks a lot for that, as always. As always. Also, for some of you that have been here for a while and have not here today, but like here on stream for a while, you may have noticed that I've been moving way more than usual. I'm repositioning my legs a ton, and I don't know what happens. I think I have something that changed in the way that my insertions have been moving, and it cuts my blood flow way faster than usual, so I'm gonna check that out at some point. But it's bad. I'm getting like no feeling in my legs really fast when I'm sitting for a long time. So that is sad. But we'll see. I'll find a solution to not have that happen much. Nonetheless, we have currently 19 people testing the app, which I highly appreciate. Thanks a lot for that. I'm waiting for feedbacks on that. And Larkham, I know you said, do you want feedback on that? Not light mode, but yes. Most of the things are going to be like, not really, but it's just like, it's kind of weird. I don't really understand why now. Like, I haven't done things. I don't think I have more muscles in my legs. I mean, I do, but like not that much to need to be, or to be that big that they cut the blood flow when they are in a specific position. So it's weird. It is weird. It never happened before. It's the first time. Oh. All right. What else? Stony, do you have things that you need? Yeah. If I hang my legs, it basically behind. I don't have a footrest. But the thing is, if I can't sit in a regular position and I need like a footrest, that means that there is a problem. There is something that is not supposed to happen. Yeah. I would rather fix the issue and be able to be in whatever position I need. I feel like that's going to be better. In things that I've seen, I'm going to go through things that I've seen now. That's what's going to happen. These things, not even related to what we're doing, but again, at some point, I will probably introduce some sort of a gamification type activities in the app, and there will be badges that you can collect, similarly to what we currently have on Duolingo, which I'm kind of sad that I'm referencing Duolingo every time. But yeah, all of the badges that we have, the achievements and all of that makes a lot of sense. And that probably is gonna happen at some point, but that means illustrations, and that is a lot of work. But we'll see. There will be that. The other thing that we absolutely need to do is the ASO. If the App Store O, I forgot what the O stands for, but these screens to showcase on the App Store to show how the app is, how it works, what it does, all of that. That is something that we need to do. The thing that pisses me off right now is this is a great thing, an easy thing to do when you have your app designed in Figma or Sketch or whatever, because you can then do things like this and have like elements that are standing out of the screen and all of that. Because most, if not all, of the design choices that I've made them directly in code. I don't have other options than taking screenshots, and that's bad. Because when I'm taking screenshot, I'm then ending up with either a screenshot from the inspector or a screenshot from my screen. It's just not good. It doesn't look one bit as the first iteration of the app that we had in the beginning. So I don't know how I'm gonna do that. We're gonna see. That's a thing that we need to work on, and I don't know when, I don't know how, I don't know if it's gonna be on stream or not on stream. I don't know how much I want to put in the thinking of that, because if you think of the ASO in most use cases, it's going to be this. It's a screenshot, screenshot, screenshot with what it does, and that's about it. This is probably be a V0 type of thing for the ASO, and then later on we can move on to something a bit more fun with transitions and content and things, but I don't know. I also know that Figma has ASO templates somewhere in the community tab, so I'm probably going to use that as a base, as always. And Apple also has a base template for you to use, so I'm also probably going to use that as a base. But yeah, that is the thing. That is one of the things that we need to do. Like, these are making a lot of sense right now. God damn. The UI looks great. I don't think I have the learner mindset at the moment to give you the information on how feedback on the structure of your app for learning functionality works great. The only thing I found that was a bit problem, try to click on the tab, it clicks the element underneath. Yes. No. Yeah, you need to be kind of precise on the tab, which I'm kind of sad about it. I think like a lot of people have said that it would be interesting. No, it could be nice to have no transparency behind the tab bar. The thing is, if I type in between the two, it's going to open the elements, and if I tap at the bottom here, it's going to open the element as well. So basically you need to tap on the tabs themselves, which I get it. We usually fat finger around these things, so I think the only option that I have is to make these clickable zone bigger. Like right now, if I'm clicking next to the icon, it doesn't do anything. I need to be in the space of the icon itself, and that's a bit too small. I agree with that. I'm gonna fix that at some point. But thank you for the feedback. Appreciate that. But yes, I know. The thing is, I don't want to be, and I'm gonna reuse Toki as an example, I don't want to go back into building something that is a duplicate of Duolingo to an extent. Like, these game mechanics, this game interface makes a lot of sense for learning because they are basically games. But implementing these is just, to me, out of place, and it's not supposed to be that. And going back to what I had in the beginning, to my standards, I already added a ton of friendliness by adding colors, because the initial take was to be a fully black and white interface with shine and like the shine that we had in the beginning, and that's it. So very, 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 very minimalistic. Just some gradients here and there and some shiny here and there, and that was about it. But then we added like some colors and some things, and but I really would prefer this. I feel like the colors are distracting. Not that much, but they are distracting. More than anything. It's not bad, but it's just not entirely good. Like if we had an effect to black and white is this, I feel like that would be better. But you know, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. One of the things that you can try if you want to break it is doing this. You open a character, specifically on the radical section, and you open a linked kanji, and then you open radical, and you open a linked kanji, and you open the radical, and you open a linked kanji, and you do that until it break. What do you mean manually check the letters they have opened? Yeah, basically that's the thing that's going to be in the onboarding. If let's say I'm here, right? This character has never been seen, so I'm clicking on it for the first time. It opens its tray. When it's open, it has this design. If I click on it a second time, it's gonna open its tray, so I'm gonna see the details and things. You can see the details or the design of it is kind of more blue. And then I'm gonna click on it again, and it's even more blue. And then I'm gonna click on it again, and it's gonna be shining because I'm nearing the state where I'm gonna master the thing. Clicking on it again, and it's gonna be really blue because it's like you are about to master the thing. This is the latest or last stage of learning for that character. You click on it again, and you're like, okay, you've seen it like 6 times. We consider that you probably learned it. Therefore, now it's just black background. It has a bit of a shine on the top, but it's still shiny. And then you click on it again, and it's now past mastered, but it's there. So that, goddamn, sorry, that is the way that it works right now. And the thing is, every time that you see a character in a quiz, it counts as one scene increment, basically. So I'm seeing this and I'm like, okay, this is Booker. What does it mean? Do I know what it means? Do I not know? If I do know, it's going to be green, and that count as I mean, green or red doesn't really count as a difference, but it's just like you've seen it in a quiz, and therefore that makes sense. Let's say I'm here and I'm like, I don't know exactly what that is. I'm clicking on something, it's going to be an error. I need to implement something that says, oh, this is a wrong answer. It was this on the regular quiz. But now that I've seen these 4 characters, they are now highlighted in here. And so some of them are going to be seen more often than others in the beginning. And that's how you know how much progress you've done on each character. So that is going to be on the onboarding for sure. Because yes, Robin's by, hi, welcome in. That's a nice frog. How are you? So yeah, it's going to be on the onboarding, and it's the same thing on the dictionaries. If I'm here and I'm seeing something in the dictionary itself, like in the quiz dictionary, it's going to highlight this thing to be at a specific stage, and then it's going to stay in yellow until it turns green as this is known. So right now, this is the rudimentary implementation for this, to ensure that people have the ability to just check things when they tap on them, because the tap on the card doesn't do shit. The tap on the verb sometimes does something, and that's not like a pure known method. So I need to figure it out. It's not most of the time. Like, if it's not a verb, it's not clickable, as in this one doesn't do anything. And sometimes in the previous versions, if I clicked on it, it basically activated the scene, which is not what we want to have. So yeah, the whole dictionary section is kind of complex, but it's working to an extent. And good job on getting a sub. Always, I appreciate that. The main issue that we have currently, or I have currently, is that in Japanese you have irregular verbs. Suru, right here, is an irregular verb, and its conjugation is irregular, but my system doesn't work. And so the conjugation section is just it's just bad. Surumas doesn't exist. It's shimas, and that's not. I tried. I can't figure it out. So it's working well for some of the verbs. Like miru, mirimas is kind of weird, but it's usually mimas. Minai, mimasen, or mirimasen. Mita, mite. That makes sense. But it's also like right here, it's supposed to display something at the top, and right now it doesn't. It's bad. So yeah. Other than that, right now also I released that with the design related dictionary, which is for me, and I have also released the test related dictionary, which was for my test on Saturday. So this is not necessary. I should remove these. I just released them anyways. This one is just an 11 verb or 11 entries dictionary, and it also breaks that. So I don't like it. I need to figure that out. But at least for the main things, I know that this is gonna be some sort of feedbacks that I'm gonna receive from the people that learn Japanese and have learned Japanese in the past. If they open that, they will be, oh well, we can't conjugate some verbs. Good to know. And then maybe they open the other ones and they're like, well, this is not the right conjugation for that verb, and so on and so forth. So that's a good thing. But the most important thing for me, before I could like release it, was to at least have a quiz for the dictionary to make sure that people could just try things out and then be here and say, oh, the goal is to put it in the must form, which is kind of bad because they have a duplicate of the sentence anyways. And so must is miramas? No, that's not. And so on this one, I have the kind of feedback loop that says, oh, well, that wasn't the right answer. It's also duplicating text because I can't figure it out. But at least that works, and that's a good feedback overall to know. And so now you have seen that, it counts as seen, and you have the feedback that says, oh, that wasn't the right answer. That's a good thing for me. So yeah. But yeah, that Negative imperative form. いらないで。いらないで。That makes sense. Past form. Past. 落としたはい。That helps for me. So from the like just the fact of working on the app, I have had to do the quizzes almost every day, 15 times a day, to ensure that we have something. And that is pretty, like, useful? 言いたくないね。Negative past. み、け、たいません No. Anyways. So that's about it. But in my like list of things that I have to do that you can't really see here because it's tiny, I know onboarding is pretty important, and also fixing some of the small screen size things that breaks. So I'm gonna try to do that. One of the things that I'm also trying to implement, I tried twice, and it didn't work, is to let you, the user, build your own dictionary and check if we have entries for the same thing. So if we know that you have like added a verb that we currently have in one of the dictionary, we can just use that entry and use that through your own dictionary. Danny, hi, welcome in. I went with the other app icon than the one that you like. How are you? How's your day going? Out with Nate. That feels good. It feels good. Yeah. Yeah, Robin's we had that discussion 2 years ago, I think, of one of the reason, not 2 years, maybe 3 years ago now. It's been a while, but we had discussions similar to that in the past, where basically one of the things I'm always saying is that designers in companies never use the product that they are designing, because if they do, they know exactly what to do and they don't behave as users, so it makes no sense. Like testing the app makes absolutely no sense. For me, testing the app right now is just opening everything that I can think of and see if it breaks, but that's about it. If I can't, like it means that the app is good. But for someone that doesn't know what they need to do, which is basically what Flora is asking, when you arrive on the app for the first time, you're like, what the fuck am I gonna do? How does it work? I don't know. And just try it out and give up. So I get that. But yeah. Good. Still a math bar? I feel that. But yeah, for game developers, I think the thing that we talked about was James. Yes, we did. James, as in James B. Barrow on stream, which is probably not streaming now. Probably have stopped. Anyways, the B-Man. He built a game and he was saying, now that I know exactly how the level works, I know exactly when to hit, when to do something, when to shield, when to avoid enemies because they have an algorithmic pattern, but it's still a pattern, and so the pattern is kind of easy to get. So yeah, that happens. God damn, that leg is killing me so much. pisses me off. Yo, like, it's gonna be dead in a second. But yeah, like, the more you use the product that you're doing or making, the more competent you are in it, and the more biased you become. So you think, which is my case right now, I kind of think that it makes sense for anyone that is learning Japanese to go through the app and understand how it works. Um, but you might not. So I need a onboarding for sure, and then I need to put that that design in place, probably that black and white design in place, because that is going to be, that could be impressive. Could be a very cool thing to put in place. I just don't know if I can figure it out, because this removes so much in terms of, that's my face, in terms of how things work. If we go into the settings right now and we say the blue one, which is the basic one that says accent color, for self blue, if self was like primary right here, and we load that, that's gonna be kind of counterintuitive. Let me not do that. Let me do red. Here, it's gonna be easier to just get that sorted. If I do that, if it allows me to, and then I go into settings, you know what? Let me put you in an interface that makes more sense to more people, or most people. I don't know. Oh god, that leg is killing me. There's Olka. Hi, welcome back. How have you been? It's been a long time. So if I'm going here, I'm gonna let it kind of load for a second, and then I'm changing the theme to the red theme. That environment is close to what I want to have, but it's not good. Mainly because you can't fucking see the icon right there. And so there is a ton of elements and places where things are inverted, and so I need to specify if theme system, for example, then that element is going to be a different color, or that gradient needs to be way lower than other things. But it's pretty good overall. It works. Like, it looks cool. I like it in gray so much. I just I don't like it in gray like that. That's bad. But I don't like it in light mode in any fucking themes anyways. So, you know, that. But yeah, as well, me, pretty good. Tired as always. Hurt when it comes to legs. But yeah. Other than that, pretty good. Just released an app in testing. So if you have an iPhone and you are using iOS 18, which is usually not the case, but you can try it out. That would be appreciated if you have feedback on it. Yeah, look at that. It's better if it's tinted and colored. It's still bad. Light mode is just shit. And then yeah, kind of figured it out with the help of Stony on stream. Without, I mean, Stony wouldn't really say that he helped me, but he kind of did. We had a discussion on stream about how it could work, and something clicked in my head while we were talking about it, and now it's working. Specifically for the bottom one, it has everything that it needs to have, and it behaves exactly how it needs to behave. So I'm really happy with that. Like, it's not necessarily entirely working on preview, specifically because it takes ages to load things, but it does that curved animation, and most of the icons are centered in their elements. Like this one, if I'm really picky, it's 1 pixel to the right, and it shouldn't be. But this is the iPhone 16 Pro, and for the 16 Pro Max, it's a bit more in the center, and if it's on the SE, it's a bit more on the outside. So it's kind of weird, and yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that. I mean, you are not the only one, Azulka, to not know exactly how it is and what it is and how it works and what it would be, but it's just like, click on things. If it works, it works. If it doesn't work, does it work, you know? Just, you don't like the design, tell me that. You like the design, tell me that. I wanted to replace my 10 years old phone with an iPhone. Turns out it's 300 euros cheaper when I'm going. I'll get it there. Yes. Yes. I mean, I told you my iPhone 15 Pro Max, $400 cheaper because I bought it in Japan compared to buying it in France. So yeah, do that. The cheapest region for them is Turkey. So if you go for hair transplant, buy an iPhone at the same time, cheapest. I don't know how they manage it, but they manage it to be like the cheapest. Yeah, 400 is a lot. And everything is kind of 200, 300 difference most of the time. And I mean, again, currently at the rate of the rate of the yen, €1 is basically 163 yen. So that is much. So if I go on the Apple Store, not the Apple Connect, regular one. No, not that. I can't type for shit today. The iPhone here and the iPhone here. So the iPhone in France is the 16. Let's say this is max, right? The 16 Pro. If this bitch can give me the fucking thank you. Can you stop lagging? Please. Pro Max, whatever color, whatever thing, no intake, no guarantees, anything. This is gonna be $14.79. Chris, welcome back. If you go in here and bitch, give me the link. And I'm getting that with the exact same things, same data, same stuff. Sorry, this one. No, none on these. I forgot if I can check something here. I think it's this one. For no Apple Care here. This is 189,190. Cool. That is 11, like 1,162. What did we say? Dang. There's $300, almost 350 of difference right now to buy the exact same product. And in the US, if I'm converting it to USD instead of JPY, $1,200. So I don't know how it costs in the US directly. Like, I don't have the price. Same thing. Like, really, bitch. US is $11.99, so it's the same price as, like, it's more expensive if you buy in Japan. So buy it in the US. Like, if you buy an iPhone in the US, it's $1,200. If you buy an iPhone in France, it's $1,400. So $1,400 is much. $1,450. It's $1,500 in USD. So it's really more expensive. Like, Europe is kind of, I mean, France specifically is kind of expensive for that. Larkham, that sounds like a weird issue. I really don't think that the current implementation of the side button, the camera action button, is good. I feel like as soon, which will probably not happen soon, but as soon as the ecosystem, same, opens up, and Apple lets us, like, do things. As I mean, I talked to my mom about that, but let's say for some reason, I don't know, I had the camera control on the side and I could swipe, and the swipe would do that in the app, that would be great. That would be a small touch. It changed nothing, but just as a implementation way, it's a touch zone, it's swipeable, you can swipe up or down and you can select something. You would have the haptic feedbacks because these have haptic feedbacks. That could be good. What do you mean to not hide text on screen? What do you mean? What do you mean by that? That is shit, though. I had to figure that out. I mean, I kind of know what happens, but yeah, it's just duplicate lines that means to, or needs to, get out. Get the fuck out. Question container. The stack at the top is gonna have something that is not there. We don't have all the thing. You'd use the camera control instead of simply swiping to not block the words. Yeah, I mean, you could think about it this way. The thing that I don't really know, because I don't have it, I feel like it's not gonna be as intuitive as this. Like, right now, the thing that you select, like if I select this one with my finger and I swipe up, I kind of know exactly where it's gonna end up. We have a bit of a drag delay. I think I put that at 1.6 or 0.6 or 0.5, something like this, which is not exactly locked in. I think it's 0.6, which means that you have a bit of a drag or something. Whatever, we don't care. It's a detail. That makes more sense. No, I know I don't need the camera control to give user haptic feedbacks. It's just that it could work through that haptic because the glass has haptics underneath, right? There is a tiny motors, tiny haptic underneath, so it could be like a different types of haptics. There is already. You probably have seen it. It has haptics. It has on selection haptics. I tried to have haptics on everything. It broke the phone. So yeah. That screen is hidden. Screen is hidden. Yes, yes. If I have that, it's the question view. In my question view, I should have that. It's this one. It's my question view, which is right there. Yeah. That's the thing that I do like in how do I say that? In Xcode, I am 100% sure it exists in VS Code and things, which is what Stoney said last time. Clicking on Control or Command on Mac, and clicking on something like a variable, and then that sends you back to directly to the element that you need to check. So right now, let's say I'm here and I'm looking for the answer grid. It's going to be around here, and so it highlights it. That's pretty good. Have a good rest of your day, Hugo. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it. Take care of yourself, and we'll see you soon. What I'm missing most is the graphic styles. I was not expecting to use them as much. That is interesting. Indeed. The tick sound, I tried. I did it. It worked. And then it didn't. So basically the tick, I have it on one of the videos that I took. So on this one, basically on the native elements, like this one, this has the tick and the sound, which is really cool. But on this one, I added, you can see like the inertia and the thing that goes back, all of that had the sounds and the ticks and the vibration for each element that passes the selection point. And when I cut the video just before, but at the end, right here, I relaunched the wheel, and that basically went for 360 for no fucking reason. Have a good dinner time. Drink! And that basically went above the refresh rate allowed for the haptics, and I turned my phone into a sex toys. Like it was just vibrating, which is fun. Like I'm not gonna complain about it. That's a fun thing to have, but it's not the goal. But yes, I tried. It worked for a day, and it broke so often that I had to remove it. The thing that I can do and will probably be able to do now to reintroduce it is because where you at here, the current state of things, yeah, the current state of this wheel is not really a wheel. It stops here. That's the maximum that it can go to. It has a limiter, and it's the same thing. It's the full opposite on the other side. It stops here. So I don't think I could. I'm gonna see if it's the case, but I don't think I can. Break it. So potentially we can reintroduce the inertia and the ticks per pass. So if this one passes, like right here, you would be able to have like the tick 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 every time you pass the thing. It's just like if you go too fast, it might be a bit complicated for the system to work it out. So it might need to be like a capped refresh. But yes. Also, as I said, it's not going to be in V2. It's probably going to be in 1.01 or 1.1. Right now, version 1, which is 1.0, is beta testers. That's about it. And we are already on build 71. So, yeah. I think I'm going to move from 1.0 when we reach build 100. If we reach build 100. But yeah, that's mostly gonna be it. Like the version numbers that we can implement or that I would implement is gonna be based on the features that I have in the app. If the app is mostly the same and I add something here and there, it's gonna stay 1.0, 1.01, 1.5, whatever. If I if I change the design entirely, or if I change the features that we have, then maybe it's gonna be like 2.0. I don't know. The screen is full black on the testing section. It's not necessarily. It kind of is, but it's not necessarily on the quizzes. Sometimes it is. Sometimes it breaks. Like here, it kind of breaks. Obviously, when I'm trying to showcase the thing, it kind of breaks. On the regular quiz, it's a lightish. It's a light black, a dark gray. And so when you have the wheel, it's on a light gray, dark gray background. And that is a mistake. How did I put that there? That's the thing that I don't know. I mean, I do know. As I just said, is the question section. It's this thing. I have the quiz item question. It's just question, and I need to take my quiz item question, which is here. But my text is supposed to be something different. Yeah, I mean, it's not really 900. That's just the how Apple has their sheet defined. So I don't really have a say in what they do. I mean, I can. I haven't given a say in what they have right there. So yeah, that is what I need to figure out. The instruction, the question part is going to be this. So I need if our question part is basically the entire thing that defined the question. Right? Yeah, I see. Jimmy, hi. Welcome on in. How are you? Who are you? How did you find the stream? Isn't that your first message? It's not. Did you change your name? You might have changed your name. You haven't. You've been here before. Yes. I remember that. How is you? How was your day going? I mean, it's 20 if you're still in France. Bonsoir, all day. I'm going okay. I'm trying to figure out text-related strings in iOS, and it makes no sense. So, I'm good. I'm good. Like the yeah. Makes no sense. I have this. I have the question parts, which is 3 parts. I have the instruction, which is do something, to the verb that is selected, and it has the verb in kanji followed by the verb in romaji, so that you can read it if you don't know what it is. And then you have the target, and the target form is what I need to skip from the question display in the thing above. So the thing above being the question container. In the question container, here, I need to not have the question in its entirety. I need to have what it's gonna give me. The thing is, if I go here, it's just the string, and the string, I don't have access to that string specifically. Yes, 100%. Send the link. Send the link away, and I'm gonna take a look at it with pleasure. Yes. I mean, with pleasure, I don't know. It depends on the website, but you know, maybe good, maybe bad. I don't know. So you can share a link in chat. You can share a link on Discord. You can share a link. Mostly in chat. If you send me like a DM, it's gonna be complicated. More complicated. What the fuck is this thing? This is pissing me off so much. That text line shouldn't, like the dot question. I don't know how, and Way and Cat, have a good luck. Thank you, appreciate it. Yeah. Good, do that. Do that. So method reading, short reading, option grid, answer, character, question. The thing is the dot question. I don't know where and how we got a dot question. Going back to what Stoney was saying earlier, with the dot makes no sense. Maybe, yeah. maybe it makes no sense. I don't know. But that quiz item dot question is going back to the quiz item, which is at the top, which makes sense. It's the initial thing. But the dot question is coming from here. The thing is, we don't have, well, I don't think I have, maybe I do. I don't think I have something that says question. Like we have the question right here, which is the let question something, but it's not here. I mean, it is. It's just the question parts. But it's just a string, which is what I don't understand. See how I don't know shit? That helps. Maybe it's on the quiz view model. I doubt it. It is. Yeah. I see. The thing is, full question is here. We have the question parts and so if I wanted to get not full question, yeah, I can't do that myself. I mean, I can, like, I would be able to have like an added quiz item entries called conjugation question. I don't know, that would just take the initial like instruction and verb info and not the targeted form, and then put that in the zone right there. The thing that I don't really understand is how here we just have the item question and we don't have a secondary line. Is it just there and I just missed it? Probably. It's probably there. Alright, cool. So, going back there, progress, quiz completed, no. No. I mean, quiz question container. That is basically this. That overlap right there is wrong, obviously. But it doesn't work the same way on the real quiz thing. It only works like this here, which is really bad. Let me do that. Drink! Thank you. Appreciate it. Let me check that. Debatable. Welcome back. How is everything? I can't find the question. I should just search, right? That's what normal people would do. They would search. It's in there. It's the question content that is supposed to be here. The thing is, it's not there. Oh, I don't get it. Which makes a lot of sense. Because I don't have the knowledge at all. I wish I had some food right now. That sounds so bad. I wish I had some food. Let me rephrase that. I wish I had some food today. Yeah, that's that's better. So I just had 500 grams of potatoes, and that is bad. If you follow me on social, and you've seen some of my posts, from last week. I said the same thing last week, and I was like, I need more fibers. I need more veggies. I need more things in my diet, and I just like, I just have meat and potatoes at home. I'm so lazy that I don't go grocery shopping. So yeah, all that. So yeah, today was just potatoes. I almost died from the potatoes as well. These were. We're gonna go into story time, all right? These were kind of dry potatoes in the center. So they were so hot that I had to, that type of thing that you do, the hush hush, to ensure that you have enough hair going through. And I did that, and one of the tiny breakout particle shit of a potato just got stuck in my airway and it's still there. Like, it still hurts when I'm inhaling fast. And I've been coughing since 3 in the afternoon, basically, which is bad. So yeah, anyways, potatoes, bad for me. I mean, good for me. I love them, but still, I should be not doing that. Anywho. Yeah. Ugh. I just have potatoes. That's the thing. I have potatoes. I have some chicken. I have some cucumbers. But yeah. Also, I'm in the lazy thing, so how can I say that? I need to do some dishes and clean them, and I haven't. And I don't have any energy. As the title implies, I have a case of the tired, and yeah, that's where I land. I'm not there. What happens if I do that?
Manbraveg just resubscribed for 7 months.
Why? How? One babe. Hi, welcome back. 7 months. Why? How are you? How's your day going? Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I appreciate it. Thank you for the money. I'm not gonna complain. I mean, I can complain, but I'm not gonna complain. I don't know what that pin does. I don't know what that does. I just don't know. I'm gonna attempt something, just deleting a file, and then hoping that it doesn't break everything. I think it's gonna be fine. I think the confidence check, I removed it, so it's not supposed to be used, but it might still be used somewhere, and I forgot about it. I don't know. We should be fine though. We should be fine. Oh, I see that. Cool. 1 second. Here. That. Much better. Dang. The bottom thing there was broken. Well, I don't really know. That's the thing. I I know it sounds weird. Uh, it, I thought it was 100% in Swift, but GitHub is telling me that I have 0.2% in Objective-C. And it was indexing, but the only thing that is in Objective-C is the can shared .h file, which is empty. So I don't know. And also I don't think this file exists. So yeah, that's where I land. It is in the can shared file, which is like right here, and there is a .h file that contains elements. The thing is, the shared elements that I'm supposed to be sharing through the app and the widget, that didn't work, so I kind of removed it. But it's probably Objective-C, but I just don't know about it. So I would say 100%, because that is kind of not used, but it's necessary for the widget to work. So I can't like just delete the folder, because apparently that entire thing is useful for the widget. But you know, it probably has some sort of Objective-C here and there, but other than that, it's fully Swift. Swift UI. The thing that I saw today, and that is kind of weird to me, is I built the thing for Swift, or for iOS 18, and the initial take was to go with Swift 15, which is the latest, or was the latest version of Swift when I started. The thing is, we now have Swift 16 available. And when I checked the dependencies and where things are and what we've done and how it's built, apparently Swift version is Swift 5, which makes absolutely no sense to me. Like, I don't understand how I can have that in the resource and dependencies of the app being in Swift 5 for a thing that uses features that are only available on later OSs. So I don't know. I don't know. I have no clue. Yeah, I am clueless. So yeah, no idea. As I said, the only thing that I know, and the only reason why I'm saying that it has something, is because GitHub said that at some point. And yeah, other than that, I don't have a clue. I mean, I don't have a clue what I'm doing in general on code related stuff. So for me, it's just Swift. That's enough. That's enough language for one. But it's still broken though. That's sad. That is sad. Do we have a geometry reader? We don't. Goddamn. I mean, please do. Though, if you do, don't do what I'm doing. Like, I would highly recommend you to go through either YouTube for design code. I don't know if they have a YouTube channel. I forgot. I do. They do. Like, get through this. They have a ton of courses. Bitch, that's not what I wanted to do. they have this, and they have courses and lessons on how to build things in Swift mainly. And so that is pretty good. Most of them are in many different languages, but there is courses on Swift, and that could help. Again, these things are also containing a ton of Figma concept and things. Like anytime you see that bird icon thingy, that is Swift UI. So learn through that if that's interesting to you. But I would highly recommend you to not learn through Swift and mostly learn through their React base, like React website, because React is going to be easier for using in different places. So you can have or make your React app in Xcode and then just port that into Android and it would work as well. Right now, if I wanted to port the app that I've made to Android, I would need to rebuild the entire thing. Yay! That's sad. Annoying. But that's the thing. If you want to pay for a course, which again, I wouldn't say that I recommend it because it's paying for a course and I always have a bit of an issue with that. You can use Design Code platform here, and if you are really kind, I would highly recommend you to get through my referral links that is somewhere here. And I don't know if it contains everything, and I don't know if it still works, but you know, dang. Is recommended to learn as you advance as a designer, like my case, for instance. I think for you, at your stage, you would need HTML, CSS, JavaScript. At least understanding of it. So, the design course cover basically how to design things with React or Swift or things, and it's they have like plenty of courses. That's kind of why I like them. I don't like them, but I like them because they contain things that are made for designers by designers for understanding code. So it's the same thing as what Seke has done, and I feel like the course from Seke would be a good start for you. So yeah, so you have that. You have like learning the languages in order to be able to understand what the dev are telling you. Some of the latest classes that they have added, they are building things using AI and Claude and other AI assistants to help you build faster, which is basically what I'm doing right now. That is pretty important and kind of need to happen. So yeah. It mostly use Figma for the design portion. Yes, it does. Most of the time you will have a course or class that is like a navigation between having a Figma course right here and a Swift course. But yeah, it's I mean, this entire thing is mostly just making you pay for something that you can have for free somewhere on the internet. So that's why I don't really like courses in general, and that's why my stream is free. Because I can't monetize myself. I should, but I can't. But yeah, they use Figma, they use Sketch in some places. They use everything. Like this one, for example, is mostly gonna use the Jetpack Compose for designers, and this is a 4-hour course, and it contains all of that. And maybe I'll do that. Yeah. Yeah, so that's basically what they do. Though, as always, the thing that I would always say is check if the person that is the teacher on that course matches with you, because if they don't and you end up with someone that is not the voice that you like, not the speech speed, even if you put it 2x or if you put it like slower and it doesn't work for you, that is really a hard time for most people to just continue and follow through the course. So yeah, would say that. But yeah, other than that, that's about it. Danny, I think overall, it's a subscription for now. I think. I don't think they have like a pay once type of thing for one course, because you just want one course. It's just like it's a subscription model because it makes sense for them. Kinda. I mean, it makes sense to everyone. I have so many things that I'm paying through PayPal because I forget about it, and every time that I'm reminded that it exists, it's because PayPal is telling me, "Thank you for a purchase," and I'm like, "Fuck," and then I forget about it. Yeah. A lot of people have been building these track subscription things in the past few months. I think someone shared like a preview design thing as a what if, and then 15 guys said, "I'm gonna do that." It seems like it had traction, and then they all have the exact same design style, which is kind of crazy. I know I have it liked somewhere because they're pretty cool. I just wish I could figure it out the same way. But yeah, if you have it through Notion and it's automated, that can work. So, Danny, to answer the question while I'm trying to find the thing, maybe I will, maybe I won't, I don't know. You can do that. I did that in my first dev year of school, or yeah, my first school year of dev in 2014, 2013, and that was okay. But again, at that time when I learned just HTML and CSS, it was good. I tried to learn JS, it was bad. So, but it's an easy thing to put in place. So yeah, you can do that. It's just like if you want something that is interactive, or that would have a link to calendars, subscriptions, things like this, this is going to be requiring more JavaScript and implementation of other things. But other than that, yeah, build your portfolio in code. I'm going to take a look at that in a second, if I can find the thing in a second. And I am not going to try that or find that in a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Stop. Cool. Oh, I see. You want to be able to delete the first option? Is that what you're saying? I think. It's probably this, yeah. Yeah, so usually what I do is what I did, each of the elements inside of the question used to have an invisible card behind them, and the navigation of drag and drop was opposite to the navigation of the question itself. So I don't think I still have this. I may have. One second. I kept it. Cool. Now we have trash. Good. I never used that. Other files, old project. I guess it's gonna be an old. Maybe. I doubt it. Let's see. Yeah, usually we have things in the opposite side. You can also have the delete in front of the checkbox when editing, which I know is not the best, but yeah, it kind of works. Yeah, I mean, me too. I have massive form builder. I build a form builder that is like this one that contains so much shit, and it's probably broken by now because of how it was built. But basically, it's the same concept. We had most of the section question that had like a drag and drop to drag the entire section, and each of the elements inside of them also had things in the hover type. And so, as you can see, the drag in hover is on the other side of where the section is. So it's a bit counterintuitive when you are using it, I know, but it helps the user to always have access to a drag because it's on the opposite side. For the things which has multiple questions, for input things, input stuff. I don't want to create an instance. I need to go to my local instances. Figma is trying to load something. It cannot load something. But it's basically this. So all of the options that have a drag for the blocks themselves are going to be on the right side. All of the things that are section based are going to have like a delete or thing on the other side. And for the delete checkbox, what we did was, if you delete the text and you arrive at like the first character and you press delete one more time, it just goes to the next one. And if you are on one of them, you are typing here and then you press enter, it creates a new checkbox for you. So if that's the case, there is no need to have a button because the user should be able to do that. But yeah, you can put it on the other side. It's just a bit more complex. I could say if you were to add, this is not gonna be good, but if you were to add like a trash icon right there, bitch. When you are editing, like it pushes the content so that you know that you are editing this thing. And then you have that here that could help. You could also, based on the screen recording that you have sent, you could also have the icon or the button to delete to be overlapping half and half. So your button would be like right here on the line. So it's not outside, it's in-ish of the card and really next to the checkbox. So at your initial, if you didn't do that, if you were to put that thing here, you would basically have corner to corner that touches, and on this one it would basically side to side that touches. That could be enough to keep the same behavior but have them both work at the same time, if that makes sense. I feel like that's a pretty okay option. But yeah, otherwise I put the delete on the far right, or the opposite side where the drag happened. But also, on my side of things, it's a full section based option, and so when you're looking at the process builder, do I have the process builder here? No, that's not the thing. I don't think I have that. It's sad because it was so much better. But my boss said no, so you know. Is it this one? I think it's this one. It's not this one. It should have been. That's the old one. Yeah, we basically had that. So, drag was on the right side, section was on the left side. Yeah. I'm trying to see if we have a preview rendering of how I made the delete for the questions, because we had like so many things, like really similar behavior to Notion overall, and right now the icon disappeared. But yeah, there is no real option, it's just like the recording, so looks like that. It's the overlapping of the delete and grab. It's not good. Yeah. The thing is, delete is deleting this entire section. Like, it's not, that thing is not for the first entry. That thing is for the drag right here. Reorganizing the content. The small delete is for each of the entries. That's the thing. But I mean, obviously biased, Jonathan, on what I said earlier. I really think like anything to reorganize content inside of the question is going to be outside of the main card, and anything that touch on the content inside of the card needs to be either in the card or in between the card and outside. So having the delete button on the line right here would probably be better for me. Yeah, but that's biased. Highly biased. I really wanted to show you the other one though, because it was much better. That's not it. I think I kept this one for that reason. Let's hope. If you press on delete on that thing, it deletes the section on the far left, And if you press on delete on the middle, it deletes the checkbox. And maybe there would be a model. Yes, that could be a good idea. A good implementation. Project presentation, that's not what I have in mind. Yeah, that concept was pretty similar overall. This is like a V1 also. That design system is broken. But we had this, and the grab was in between the two arrows so that we could like move them up or down, and you had the grab option with your cursor, and if you just wanted to move it up one, you just click the arrow. And then on the other side you had the delete and all of that. And for the content specific, on hover we had the delete, and now it's just broken. But on the far right we had the delete per option. So yeah, it's a different organization, but yeah, I think because you're building something that is really similar to Typeform, Monkey, whatever. I forgot the other one. That could be good. You can also go on tally.so. You probably have used it and used it as a reference. Yeah, exactly. Tally is really good, and they kind of do or would have a similar behavior. We spent days in terms of attempting to recreate what they have. Sadly, the creators are French speaking. They are not French. Almost. But French speaking. And so one of the devs that I was working with had a conversation with them to know how it was built, because he like kind of finesse themselves into saying, oh, I'm building that for a school project or something. And then the guy said, oh, cool. I built the entire thing myself from scratch. So we just asked if he had like a library, something that we could reuse, and he said no. This is all custom code. So yeah. But yeah, each option is an independent element, but they are bound to what I call the base of the design system, which is a system and the correlation in between elements. So if you have, here's good, if you have an element called the title, followed by an element called the checkbox, followed by an element called the checkbox, they have a relationship in between these three elements. And then if you have another element called a title, then that breaks the fourth thing. And that is just too complex. There is a ton of Notion clone GitHub project at some point existing that could probably have the base. If you already, I'm gonna say that again, but if you already have the backspace delete to delete the check, you should be fine. In that, I'm gonna pee and I'm gonna be back. That is always an option. That is always an option. What are these two things? Yeah, I mean, I think this is one of the inspiration I used. That, yeah, that may have been, yeah. I've done that on one rendering of the concept, probably on the simpler builder, but now it just looks like shit. But yeah, I had like a similar way of doing things. This was much better for me, and I mean, in my thinking, like this entire concept of having a car that just expand based on the needs, that was way more interesting. But also, again, the company didn't really like it, so we didn't go with that, which is fine. Which is fine. Nonetheless. So yeah, that's mostly what I would say or do or potentially recommend on that. Tally is the biggest inspiration that I have because they are really good. Like there is no doubt about it. They are really good. Typeform is okay. It's just the greatness of Typeform is going into the automation system that they have created. But if you don't have access to the automation, Typeform is okay. And the other, like, jet forms or the other ones, I forgot the name. They are kind of similar. They are kind of duplicating Typeform, and right now they are kind of duplicating Tally. And Tally is basically a duplicate of Notion. So if you go back the stream of information, it's basically a duplicate of Notion. So, you know, all that. Yeah, no, I get that. The there is two things I'm thinking. I'm really in my head right now. Then he just has an ID. You have, yeah. Technically speaking, it might be more complex, right? But if you have the ability to get the enter to work and the backspace to work, you should be good. Because to me, if you enter like a title, when you press enter to get something new, it should automatically be linked to that title. So that's why I always had like a bit of a background behind my elements to ensure that the user knows that that title is linked to that thing. And if they didn't want that, they pressed enter a second time, it just resize the background to just that element rather than having the title as well. So if you get that to work and the delete to go back up, I feel like that could be enough. But also, yeah, I don't know. Also, I'm just seeing something right now. We are at 2,269 followers. So if you are here and you enjoyed the stream, please click the follow button. It would be highly appreciated. I mean, not that I don't want to have 69 in the title and in the amount. It's, 70, all that. Could help. Could help. Maybe I'd be able to buy some hair after. I don't know. I doubt it. But yeah, other than that, Jimmy, do you have your link? You said you had a link, or you wanted a link, or you wanted to share a link and you didn't share a link. I don't know if you're still here. You said you're building your new version and you're sending the link after, and I haven't seen a link. I think, yeah, I think in the logic filter that we built, which is basically that, it was kind of similar. Yeah, that's bigger elements, like a much bigger thing. Which, I mean, I'm guessing Denny's in that mode right now, specifically. Like, kind of getting that. Nope. Dang. Maybe? Yeah, probably gonna add some filters. I guess. You want to do that type of logic? Kinda. I mean, that's more complex than what used to be more complex. I don't remember if I have. I see. Like shit like this, right? This type of intricate logic. Probably. Maybe. And as you can see, this thing is delete on the right side. Got it. I'm gonna say nothing and see how you. Yeah. No, I agree with that. I agree with that. Do you have a highlight of what's happening? It kind of helps. It would help. So, agreed. The delete on the right side, I feel like this is kind of too much. And the drag on the left side, how, when, why, which is, I mean, basically going back to what I was doing here. on this on the other system that I've worked on. Because that thing, not this one, but that thing, that system of reorganizing content was way better if I had the drags and plus and actions outside, which is this. And if I'm looking at this thing right here, I have less. I don't have less. Nah, I don't have less. I mean, I do, but this file is so big. Basically, everything that we had here, any element that needed to be reorganized, the selection and the option for that thing used to be in that space in between these two elements. So if you were selecting this, and this is the hover active, well, right now it's broken. But if it was the hover, then you had the elements that were here. I feel like I should probably be able to find the previous version. Yeah, they kind of stacked. They basically used to be here, aligned with the first line of text most of the time, kind of close touching, and the drag was on the edge, and now they just moved. But that thing on hover, that kind of had the effect that you wanted to have, because that way you basically get to move things around without really having any option or any issues with it. Yeah, I can't do that. It's basically this. So that is if you offset the actions of the selections. I wouldn't be against it. I'm not against it. I don't give a fuck. It would be easier for the user to know and also to read things, because right now what your eyes is doing is a bit of an inset to read something, whereas you want the user to always scan vertically. And so that's what we did when we had this. When you had like multiple elements next to each other, when you select something, you have that stuff that is on the side. It's on the side of the element itself, and you're good with it. It's just like, yeah, cool, I get it, it works. It's pretty simple. You have that, it's in the center, and then you have that, it's the center of the first line, and that, like, it's fine. It's when you have multiple elements back to back, you can read the title, it's always at the same position, and you can have the actions that you want to do that is always in the same position. And so in the environment in which that was used, which I don't think I have it yet, but we had this. We had defined that on the sides of the things, we had enough space to allow, like, basically that thing to be not aligning, but kind of aligning its drag and plus option to duplicate or add things on the left of each element at all times. So if I were to be on this thing, for example, and it's the same, it's also on the hover active, it's going to be there. If it's this one, it's the hover active, I'm going to have that on the side. So it's in the space in between elements, because we had multiple columns as an option, but it's not in the way of the bigger things, and most of the actions are going to be through or with the... God damn it, it's not this one. God damn. Yeah, I kind of removed that, to be honest. It's basically this. You have this thing to define your content, but also if you had an element, like right here, you select that, you want to click on the thing specifically, and then it opens your menu, or it selects the elements. I don't remember where I put the menu, but that was basically the menu. Either on the click or on slash. It's basically a Notion duplicate, so similar thing. But yeah, like if I click it on that, clicked on that, and give me this. So that was the concept, and then you had all of your options, including the delete, in the menu, rather than having the delete somewhere else. That's bad. That is not a good idea. Because if you have this element that has... Can you like triple the amount of text that you have here? And do a second version here that has like half of it? You will see that the elements that you can click, the actions options, are gonna be like kind of... I mean, this is for radio buttons, but if you're thinking about like checkboxes, because that's another option, it's not gonna work. But it's not a bad idea, right? To have the selection. I would highly recommend you to get the selection for each things. Do I have one? I don't think I do. I mean, I basically had all of my things in the grab section, which was much bigger than this, but yeah. Yeah, it used to be this, but just better. Yeah, much better in terms of placement. I don't know how Figma just changed the thing. No, it wasn't a 10 pixel target. It was like it is a 28 by 28 block, so it was a 28 by 28 section, or 16 by 16 section. I forgot, but yeah. What the fuck is that? Oh dang. But again, right, most of the content and most of the interactions for each elements were menu based. So if you are trying to get something in a menu, you can easily do that. And also right click. So yeah. Who, me? I did. I just did. I started after you and I ended before you. Kidding, it's way simpler what I have. I mean, way simpler. Data-wise, way simpler. No, this is something that Stony received. I don't think I do have this thing anymore. Everything is resetted. So bad. Yeah, I mean, lost everything, kinda. Don't have any of the options that used to be there. That's kind of sad. But it's also good because these are proprietary files that I'm not supposed to have. No, that's not true. These are save files that I used to have and things that were not used in the end. So we're good. But yeah, kind of. Eh. Like we had a bit of a discussion, but that's a different thing. Whatever. That, why not? Denny, that is a why not. That is basically what I said earlier. Because you are building, and so building is fine. But the thing is, this is bad. I like the selection outline. I think that's pretty good. But I don't know if I like the placement, overall placement. No, this is pretty good. This is pretty good. I think, I mean, I don't have edit access, so I can't really change shit. But I think a mix of what we have here and what I had in mind could work. Appreciate it. There's no need to refresh. It refreshes for me. If we had something that was, god damn it, like that. And this shape being non-clipping. That could be a thing. That's basically what I said earlier. And you keep the alignment. Everything is always in the same place. But when you are selecting something, you just have that tab that helps you to just go through. And that way, technically speaking, you shouldn't like really come into contact with it, because the space that you would have in between this and this is gonna be somewhere around 0. You have side pixels. But yeah, if you have that and you go through, you should still be good. But usually that section is gonna be linked and or aligned with your titles to like move the whole section. So, and even if you put it like here, right, you should be okay in your overlap. That was my first instinct. And this is a 20 by 20 block, so that's okay. This one also have like a bit of a space thing, and that's for the drag, which I don't like. For me, I would use this for the trash. Because I don't have access to my own icons. Bitch. There. I would do that, personally speaking. Probably. I would have that this way rather than, yeah, that's weird. Danny, that is a mistake waiting to happen if you put it above. Because you can't lose the readability of something. It's not really an issue. You can keep it. You can keep it. Keep it. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. But yeah, I would have done that. That was my initial take. I wish this was like a normal thing, but it's not. Why do you have like a 0.8 something? So this is crazy. I think your initial thing also was way further out. You were at 16. So 1 second. Not been spy. 1 second. If I put that back at 16, where you had it, you basically never overlap, right? So that's fine. Probably. Yeah, no. It's too late for me to cook. It's too late for me to order anything. I'm not gonna do that. So. Yeah, that was my take. No, not that. Keeps alignments, and basically, I don't know how you want to do that. Like, I wouldn't. I wouldn't have a visual input. I would probably have the zone, but not with the inputs format. So I probably wouldn't have the border. I probably wouldn't really have or necessarily have this. I don't think this works with your current design system, but like I kind of would do that. Either that or sorry, Denny, I'm pushing you down, or basically have this with that background. So I know I'm probably doing something like this with that. on hover. Right? Hmm. Also, yes. Danny, I'm just reading your last message. Um, yeah, I think just a selection could help to just hint at the user that they are editing something. I know that your initial question or thinking was on the delete thing. I would have it either as I just did right here, next to each of the entries, but just as a button so that it doesn't. It's just an overlay on the sign which is offsetted, and it shouldn't. Again, even if you have your current floating action on the side, it doesn't impact anything. Bitch. But yeah. Denny, I know why you're putting the drag. I don't think it's necessary on entries. It is useful, not denying that, but I don't think it is necessary. Like there's so much things that just, to me, just need to work through keyboard. You need to be able to do like command arrow to select the thing and then an alt up to move it up. Like that's the way that my brain is wired for like shortcuts and all that. So, yeah, debatable. But yeah, my main point on these ones have always been we need, based on whichever amount of things we have in the design itself, we need to be able to have the user read the column and be good with it. So I don't really have like a fully fleshed out option other than this one, which is not really what we would have, but like if you're reading this title, you have this text underneath, and then you have this thing, and that makes sense, and then you have a second one here, which is not linked to anything, but it's based on the same amount of columns, like it's a split. So it's easier to scan. That always has been my thing. But yeah, debatable. It works. That's a good question. I don't know about that. I don't know how you revert a git rebase. I don't think you can. Maybe you can. You go to the commit that is right before that, maybe? Mm-hmm. My brain went somewhere. God damn. So much far away. Don't do that. Don't squish my radio buttons. Mm. Oh, I mean that's a fun radio button. I'm gonna say that. I mean, if you have that as a radio button, I'm pretty fine with that. I like the gray version better than the green version because it's usually what we see in pre-selection and colored. But yeah, I also like the fact that it had tally style, so no styling. That kind of helps for editing, at least. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. You'll figure it out. It's gonna be fine. You're gonna be good. It's gonna be okay. You're gonna be okay. Everything is gonna be okay. You're welcome. So, going back to the question, because I don't think I entirely answered, Denny, your question. Right now, you need to understand and kind of learn HTML and CSS, and potentially JavaScript. It would be like React would be pretty good, but also how to use AI assistants to help you in these tasks. So as we saw on Friday, my prompting skills are limited. I'm not the best at it, and Stony has a better lingo on how he can prompt an AI because he knows the terms that make sense for that. So, with that in mind, if you learn how things are named and how components are built and how devs communicate, you will have a better time and an easier time with AI assistants to help you code. So you need HTML, CSS, JavaScript as a base point because these are for web apps. And these are mostly, I know they are not, but they are mostly for front end, so anything that is visual. If it turns out that you really enjoy, it was really French, you really enjoy how to build and how to think about the behavior of something, you may be interested in backend dev, and this is going to be mostly what Stony is working on, which is Laravel, PHP, C#, all of these things that are really powerful, but are a bit more complex. Though if you have the brain to understand the logic behind it, you should be fine. But that's the recommendation. If you want to go with the app building, like native app building, React Native, which is basically React plus some things, is going to be a good route to train yourself and learn. But also native, as in native Android code. I forgot what it is. I don't think it's Kotlin, but Kotlin is one of the language that people are using right now. And Swift UI and Swift Basic for iOS is going to be a good implementation in your tool build to, as you said yourself, to be future proof, very French. Yeah, future proofing your portfolio and your skills. But yeah, that's about it. Yeah, you can definitely start with your portfolio. You have people in the chat that would be absolutely happy to help you, Stony, to show you that you should code probably. Ross Honorary, hi, welcome on in. How are you? How have you been? You arrive near the end, but welcome on in, nonetheless. Yeah, the web dev knowledge is gonna be more interesting. I have personally a better experience and a better more fun building native SwiftUI apps because I see the visual capabilities faster than what I did when I was doing JavaScript and Tailwind and other things. Just having just having like HTML, CSS, and JavaScript is okay. But for me, SwiftUI being a declarative, as I said earlier, being a declarative language, it's easier to my brain to just say, oh, that's the thing. It's linked to this, and I'm good with it. And it's in the code. It's not like separated thing. So that's why like Tailwind is easier in a way to, as a designer, to grasp. So coding for designers that you help build would be highly beneficial. The way to switch automatically component variants using variable modes like dark light. Yes, 100%. So if you are here and you have a frame right there, and that frame has a component in it, that's the component. Cool. That current component is gonna have a primitive, sorry, start that again, a primitive that is the primitive light. And then if I make a second option and I'm changing that to the primitive dark, you can see that this has changed. But right now, if I'm moving that to the side and I'm taking this one, creating a duplicate, as soon as I switch from one to the other, just switch themes. So in order to do that, you basically use the variable in your Figma file. You define your dark mode and your light mode colors. And once you have two different modes or more, you will have this wheel thingy in the appearance section of Figma. And you will have these. If you have more things, as in desktop or mobile, yes, you can. So for example, if I had, I don't think I do, but if I had like a variable for the AD right here that was defining, you know what, let me do that. It's defining the stroke, and I'm gonna use that here, and I'm gonna use that to same thing. I'm gonna use the stroke because it's gonna be easier for me to just navigate through that. Here I have the stroke value that is changed, but I also could just place that here on top, and in my main frame change this thing to icon huge. And so now it's also impacting the lines, but it's also impacting the sizes, things. It cannot really change components, but if your values have been defined properly, you should be okay. As in, if you said font size, line height, spacing, and your thing has the same layout, you should be good. But no, you can't really change from desktop to mobile, as in changing entire components. If you want to do that, you can use the where you at? Not there. You can use the, not this one. I'll find it right there. If you want to do that, you can use this. Where you at? Where you at? God damn it. We have one plugin. It's not. Nope. Is it layout? It's not layout. Am I on the wrong thing? I might be on the wrong thing. I don't think I'm on the wrong thing. Maybe. 1 second. constraint, not going to be that. Flex, not going to be that. Plugins, not going to be that. Layout is the wrong one. Hey, move it to something else. I may have moved it. Have a good rest of your day. Oh, it's right there. Breakpoints. So you have the breakpoints plugin that exists. I will send you a link in a second. This basically gives you the ability to say, this is the adaptive layout for or under 320. This is the adaptive layout up to 600. And this is the adaptive layout above 600. Meaning that then in that adaptive layout thing, if I'm resizing it, it will change its content to have exactly what I said it would have. So it changes layouts, content, whatever. And this is with the breakpoint plugin. What? This is a bit of a mess. And it's not the best. You know, all that. It's useful, but it's useless. But it's useful. So if that's what you're looking for, then bitch. That can work. It's a useful plugin to me to showcase something to the devs, but other than that, it has no, it's just a waste of time because you need to build so much variations, and you need to define all of the kind of layout properties for each, which I know you would do anyways, but it's just it wraps each of the components with something else, which is the container, and then you don't have all of the flexibility that you used to have with the main components. Like you need to deep dive into that wrapper thing to get the properties that you wanted to edit, which is a bit of a mess. And you don't have the properties on the side of the inspector panel. All that, it's just but it's pretty good. As you just saw, it's pretty useful. It works. It does the thing that you are looking for. But other than that, yeah. And Denny, I know you're out, but yes, 100%. Ask PG for sure. Yes. All right. John, I guess John, right? Now that man's partner. Impressive. Impressive. All right, I'm tired. Have a good rest of your day. As always, thanks a lot for being here. I highly appreciate it. Take care of yourself. The VOD is going to be on YouTube. As always, if you have a question and I'm not live, you can ask on Discord. And I might answer in time. I don't know. I never know. We never know. You can stalk me on social if you want. I shall be back on Wednesday if all goes well. Unless I'm dead. That can happen. We never know. And yeah, that's about it. Bye. I mean, I said a lot of things. That's usually what I say, right? I say that. And that added some points to stream element, which is sad. But Jonathan, you almost won. Nonetheless, buy something if you are interested. As always, I would highly recommend you to just do that.
Mom?
Test out the app. Test out the app if you're on iOS 18. That's useful. That's good for me. I like it. Thank you for testing it. Give me feedback. All that. Make it crash. Keep Kill the app. Anyways, bye.